Chicky DeMaine, aka Debu, Debu.com, with your Debu.com video surf forecast update. This surf forecast update brought to you by Salt Life Food Shack with 2 locations, Jacksonville Beach and Coral Springs. Coming soon, Stewart and St. Augustine. Get shacked at the Shack, Salt Life Food Shack. Starts you off with a look at the African continent and the next 2 tropical waves to move off the African coast. As you can see, we've got one exiting the coast now just south of the Cape Verde Islands, and wanted to also show you why it's likely we're not going to see anything in the near future develop from east of the islands out here. As you can see, the intertropical convergence zone, once it comes off the African coast, dips pretty far to the south into the northern coast of South America. As we take a look at the Saharan mean layer, you can see that there's lots of dry air in here, lots of dust. Here's that area off the coast of Africa now, and you can see that this dry air is going to suppress anything trying to develop. This has been a pattern that's been locked in here, and there's just lots of dry air. As we look at the latest GOES imagery, again, you can see back over here the system moving off the African coast, and I can't tell, I don't know if you can see the haziness that's in here. And this is why there's no thunderstorm activity in here. High pressure is digging in just like this, and it's pulling all of that dry air off the Saharan and the Saharan dust in here that's keeping everything suppressed. And as again you look down here, you can see the intertropical convergence zone all the way back in here towards Africa. Here's the next tropical wave that's moving off, and as you can see, it's way too far to the south. So this is going to shift into here. Now, once it gets into here, this pattern is locked in here, and this is where it's going to start to take a more west-northwest movement. But environmental conditions do not look like they're going to be favorable anytime soon, and it's not likely that we're going to see anything develop until probably the end of the first week of July, maybe going into the second week of July. Moving you a little closer to home and away from the African coast, we do continue to monitor this tropical wave now that is moving just south of Hispaniola off towards the west. And it's the northern extension that we like to watch for possibilities of increasing surf along the southeast U.S. coast. We do have this upper level low feature in here spinning north of Hispaniola and well east of the northern Bahamas. Now, sometimes upper level lows, if given the right conditions and allowed to spin over the same area for an extended period of time, can work their way down to the surface and create an area of low pressure. It doesn't happen often, but it does happen. Now, models are not suggesting anything that's going to develop here, but we are going to continue to monitor because it looks like in the water vapor imagery, although there's lots of dry air now being ingested into this, you can see that the moisture content is trying to gather near the center here. So wind shear along with these upper level lows typically is low, and it's running around 5 to 10 knots. And if this thing is allowed to ingest moisture in it and spin over this area constantly, it's possible that we could see this thing work down to the surface. Again, models aren't suggesting that, and it's very rare for that to happen, but it does happen. Looking at the latest GOES off the Florida coast, this was earlier this morning. We had a little cyclonic spin. This is all moving off towards the northeast and is getting drugged. You've got high pressure now setting in, going to create a south-southwest flow, and it's going to increase the temperatures over Florida. Going to get hot, humid, and sticky, folks. That typical summer July pattern is setting up now. Continuing with our movement off towards the west and a look at the Southwest Caribbean and the Gulf of Mexico, this tropical wave that is now south of Hispaniola, models were suggesting several days ago that it was going to continue to move its way off towards the west, and we could see another similar scenario to Barry. They have trended away from that, and it's not likely, but again, we'll just have to continue to monitor this tropical wave over the next couple of 2 to 3 days. For now, looks like small for all, so get your chores done and get ready. Unless something develops here north of Hispaniola and well east of the Bahamas, looks like that summertime pattern is setting up to lock in.